Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Stankovich, and I'm not the doctor who's going to get your kid addicted to Adderall. I've been a practicing mental health clinician for almost 25 years, and I see kids just about every day. One of the most disturbing trends that I've witnessed in my career are the increasing number of boys who are quickly diagnosed ADD or there's really no diagnosis that takes place. In fact, what most parents who come to my practice tell me is they simply had a conversation with their primary care physician and talked about the fact that their 5, 6, 7-year-old boy struggled to sit still, focus, and pay attention. By the end of those conversations, what typically occurs is a doctor writes a prescription for a drug like Adderall. The problem with this approach, however, is that we've changed the entire paradigm. Instead of looking at kids as kids who do and will struggle with things like focus and paying attention, we now look at them as suffering from mental illness. And that's a very dangerous, slippery slope. Rather than doling out drugs like Adderall, we ought to instead take a step back and realize that kids will struggle with focus and paying attention and controlling their bodies. And in fact, these are normal behaviors, albeit annoying and disruptive. The answer is not to get them hooked on drugs like Adderall, but to instead look at other means of building better relationships and trust, displaying things like empathy, and really leading kids to engage in better, more pro-social behaviors through stronger relationships and teaching them life skills. Doesn't it seem odd to you that every boy you know is ADD or ADHD? And isn't it frightening when you think about the most popular drug that kids use today are drugs like Adderall and other psychostimulants? And even scarier to know that they don't even have to work to get these drugs, but all they have to do is go to their primary care doctor and say that they're having trouble with focus, and quickly they are given an endless supply of the very drug they seek. No, I'm not the doctor who's going to get your kid addicted to Adderall. I think it's time we push back and become better advocates for kids. Rather than seeing them as many adults suffering from mental illness, we need to instead help them develop the life skills necessary so that they can improve their focus, sit still for longer periods of time, and pay better attention. This can be achieved drug-free without any side effects whatsoever. But it takes all of us to bring a little bit more sanity to the equation when it comes to kids, focus, and attention. Rather than putting kids on drugs like Adderall, let's work a little harder. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's understand where kids are coming from and realize that they're not going to pay attention and sit still like adults. That in fact, the opposite is probably going to occur, where they become restless and disinterested and want to go out and play. These are normal behaviors. We shouldn't be drugging kids for being kids.